Hey guys, John Thompson here with Through the Leash Dog Behavior and Training, and today we're going to talk about dog bites. 95%, probably more, of the number of dog bites that we see are preventable. And the easiest way to get bitten by a dog is to walk up to someone else's dog, unannounced, trying to give them some love. All right, so today we're going to talk about how to properly introduce or properly meet another dog. So stick around. If you guys follow these few tips I give you today, there's a good chance you won't find yourself on the wrong end of a dog bite. So if you're watching this video, there's a really good chance you're a dog lover, as am I. And so when I'm out and about and I see a dog, the first thing that I want to do, almost instinctually, is run up to him and give him a bunch of love. Wrong thing to do. All right, and so the first thing you want to do when you see a dog that you want to introduce yourself to is ask the owner if it's okay. We're not certain if that dog is in training, if the dog has fear or anxiety that it's dealing with, or if maybe the owner just doesn't like you or doesn't want you touching their dog, right? I'm a parent and I know that I don't want every stranger touching my kids, and some people are the same way with their dogs. Worst case scenario, you run up to a cute cuddly dog, you want to say hi, they turn around and they bite you. And what makes it even more unfortunate is that you don't get in trouble, the dog does. And so you want to make sure that the owner gives you approval or permission before you approach any dog, especially one that you've never met before. So let's be realistic. If you're walking through your neighborhood and a complete stranger runs up to you and tries to pet you on your head, you're probably going to be a little hesitant as well. And so are our dogs wrong for turning and giving us a nip? Nah, not at all. If the owner gives you permission, you'll wait for them to give you instruction as to how you should meet their dog. Some people are looking for sit stays or down stays. Some people are working on manners, obedience. And so once you have your orders as to how you have to approach the dog, then it's okay for you to go introduce yourself. So the owner's gonna give you a bunch of rules and instructions on how they want you to meet your dog. But honestly, they're not dog trainers. And so I'm gonna give you guys a few unwritten rules to meeting a dog that you've never met before. Rule number one, when you approach that dog, see if they want to meet you. You ever been out with a friend and they want to introduce you to one of their coworkers, and deep down on the inside you have no desire to meet this person? Our dogs are oftentimes in that same situation. And so when you approach the dog, just extend your hand. If the dog seems to shy away or turn their head in avoidance, then there's a good chance they don't want to meet you, and you probably shouldn't force the issue. If the dog exchanges and gives you a couple little licks on the hand, then you can push the issue a little bit further and see how much attention they're willing to give you. Rule number two, when you finally do have the approval from the owner and the dog to say hi, you don't just take your hand and mush a dog's head into the ground. No one would like that, not even you. And so if you're gonna praise a dog, first start by giving them some scratches under the chin. It's a less dominant approach, and the dog is way more likely to receive you with open arms, or a wagging tail, I guess, in this case. And I would say that the third most important tip, or the third thing that you guys should make sure you keep in mind, is that you don't wanna hover over a dog or put your face in another dog's face. Again, would you like it if I walked up to you and went nose to nose in an attempt to say hi? Probably not. Even though my intentions are good, I'm invading your space, and you have every right to tell me to back away. The issue is that our dogs don't communicate the same way we do. And so if a dog nips you on the nose or lunges to back you off of them, that's their way of saying the same exact thing: back away. So to avoid that big miscommunication that oftentimes leads to a big mishap, when you approach the dog, make sure you're standing up nice and tall, that you extend your hand out, and that you're in a non-threatening position, and you're in a non-dominating position. That will help the dog more clearly perceive what the situation is, and again, be way more open to accepting you as a stranger. Now, I may have touched on this before, but the last thing that you guys should always keep in mind is that dogs do not speak English. And just like we have a change of heart really quickly in certain situations, so do our dogs. And a lot of times it may not be based off of what you're doing, but based on the environment around you. Make sure that when you are meeting that new dog, you stay in tune with the owner so that the owner can give you instructions or guidance on how their dog is possibly perceiving the situation or how they feel about the situation. And you also want to make sure that you're reading the dog's body language so that you're able to tell if the changing environment is having an impact on how the dog feels about the current situation. So real quick, we're gonna actually go through an introduction. The do's and don'ts here should keep you guys from finding yourself on the wrong end of a dog bite. Oh my God, he's so handsome. Can I pet your dog?
Yeah, 1 second.
Okay.
He's in training. Geo, sit. Geo, stay. Good boy. Yeah, go ahead.
So first thing you'll do when we walk over is just extend our hand to see if the dog has any interest in meeting us. There he goes. He gave me a little muzzle lick. I'll take that as a sign that he does. And so maybe I give him a little scratch underneath the chin. This is very, very passive. And you're not dominating the dog by mushing their head to the ground, making them feel threatened or disrespected. Good boy. Now, if you notice, I'm keeping my body away. I'm not hovering over Geo like this because this could make him feel crowded or unsafe. And he has every right to respond by nipping at me or maybe lunging to back me off of him, okay? Now, after I engage with Geo for a few seconds and I notice that he's okay with it, then I can go ahead and start to move my praise and touch him along his body, maybe along top of his head. That's a good boy. That's a good boy. Again, making sure that I keep my face out of Geo's face and that I keep my torso from being bent over, hovering him, making him feel kind of entrapped or closed in. Good boy. When I'm done, I'm gonna say thank you for the nice introduction with their dog, and I'm gonna back away. Of all the information, the biggest don't I want you to take away is never, ever, ever stoop down on this dog's level. All right, you're putting yourself in a very compromising situation. If something were to happen and this dog was to get spooked or startled, I want to be able to get away fast as possible so that the dog doesn't have to teach me to get away. All right, and so make sure that you're always in a position that you can move freely. So, not taking this advice is easily the quickest way to get bit. The next time you meet a dog, think back on all the information I gave you today and take heed to the things that you feel apply to your situation. So if you like this video or found it helpful, please give us a thumbs up. If you're looking for more content, subscribe to our channel. And if you need more tips and tricks, visit our website, throughtheleash.com.